Oh my goodness, my dear coat, my jacket, my very brain and cerebellum. This scared me so much I could barely walk straight. This is practically a pot grown out of rust. For iron-deficient tourists, finishing this portion of caramel popcorn might truly feel like a form of liberation. At this point, whether the hands are clean or not hardly seems to matter. Compared to the risk indicators for tetanus, it feels almost trivial. Of course, it's still not recommended that you eat this caramel popcorn, but you could invite your iron-deficient friends to try a serving. The syrup is poured directly into the rusted surface and begins to melt. Surprisingly, the rust itself has formed into the shape of an iron pot. It even looks rather well-shaped. As for the brown sugar blocks, there's no need for much introduction. They're hand-refined on site by the vendors themselves. As we've mentioned many times before, having a tetanus-grade iron pot alone is far from enough. Only when paired with a spatula does the setup feel complete. It must be said, these Indian street vendors are truly resilient. If this tetanus pot weighs around 10 gene, about 5 kilograms, the rust alone probably accounts for 8 gene of it. Under intense heat, the sugar slowly melts. The work site is chosen right on the streets, fully embedded in India's street food culture, with the entire preparation carried out openly in public. Once the syrup is ready, popcorn is added. Locally, popcorn is considered a very down-to-earth staple. The reason it's called down-to-earth is quite literal. The popcorn is often produced directly on the ground. Locals never mind. Only food made this way is seen as honoring traditional methods. Some lucky visitors might even experience a hint of foot odor in the process. The vendor then mixes the popcorn with the syrup, stirring dozens of times until the rust, syrup, and popcorn gradually combine. For iron-deficient tourists, this is practically a blessing. But what if there's only sweetness and no saltiness? Without hesitation, the vendor adds his own hand sweat, ensuring customers not only consume iron but also get a faint salty note, supplementing minerals while enhancing flavor. One could say this popcorn is quite rich in value. The gray residue beneath fingernails acts as seasoning, while the white keratin between fingers alters the texture of the dish. You could absolutely invite your good friends to experience it. Of course, it's still not recommended that you eat this caramel popcorn yourself, but you could treat your buddies to a portion. After all, once they finish this syrup-coated popcorn, they might not even make it far before. Well, you can imagine the aftermath.